For butchering the chicken,
Yeah.
I'm using this knife because that's my boning knife. You guys will be using one of these. These are the boning knives that you'll be using, okay? But essentially the same. So we're gonna break the chicken into a number of pieces. We're gonna break them into wings. We're gonna break them into full breast with, which is called the chicken supreme. So it has the full breast with the skin on, and then we have this bone here, which is basically your bicep bone there, which will stay intact. And then you have your two legs, you have your two drums, and you have the two thighs. So you've got thigh, drum, drum, thigh, two breasts, two wings, and wing tips. To start, you're gonna put, now there's not enough chickens for one per person, so you're gonna have to share. One person can do one side, another person can do the other side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by removing the legs. So you're looking for the pelvic joint, which is sort of right in here, right? That's the pelvic joint. So you can feel it sort of down in here. So I'm gonna make a cut here, and I'm gonna make a cut here. Okay? So now the breasts are up and exposed, the two legs are down here. The pelvic joint is down in here, so you're just gonna break that. And using my knife, I'm going to go under this bone here, which is going to lead me to the pelvic joint, which is right here. That's your ball joint. Okay? So that just breaks. Once that's broken, you take the leg off. Okay? That's what you're looking for, is that ball joint, which is down in your pelvis. Okay? So there's our two legs. There's our leg. Same with this one. You're just going to break it. Expose that ball joint, and then you're just going to cut. If there's any excess fat, you can trim off that excess fat. So you're going to take your two legs, and there's a little bit of excess fat on that one too. So now we have two clean legs. So to produce the supreme, which is leaving this bone intact, I'm going to turn the bird over. When you open up the wings, you see here's our backbone, and then we see here, there's a pocket of fat. You see this fat here? And you see the fat there, right?
Yeah.
So you want to go on the outside of the fat. You're going to make a cut on the outside of the fat. Okay? You can hold the wing, and where that cut is, you're just going to go all the way around. Same with this side, all the way around. And then you can take those two, pull, and you expose that bone. You're just going to twist, and now we have a wing. Twist and snap, we have another wing. Now all we have is the breast.
This is the part that sometimes they are doing lollipops.
Yeah, it has to
No,
be
that's,
yeah.
well, yes,
Yeah.
it is,
Yeah.
but this whole thing would be taken
Yes.
off, and then it would be scraped out, yes.
Yeah, but
Yes,
it has to
but
be
instead,
with
that
this,
lollipop meat now is going to stay here.
Okay.
It's going to stay.
Okay.
If
So
it's
now-
over there, you can
And you can still do it with these too, yes. So now when you take your breasts, you're going to find that keel bone that runs down the center, or the breastplate. And because I'm right-handed, I'm always going to start by taking off the left side of the breast first. And then after that, we take off the right side, okay? So because I'm right-handed, I'm going to take this breast off first. I want to find that bone. And I want to run as close to that bone as I possibly can. Now I want to get my hands in there because I want to feel where the bones are. Then I'm going to find the wishbone, which is the wishbone that runs down like that, right? And I've just exposed it. It's right there. So I need to go on the outside of it. And then I'm just going to scrape very gently all the way down the rib cage. Keep pulling the meat with your hands. And if all of a sudden we're going to end up with another joint, and you're going to cut through. So now what we end up with, and if you feel any other bones kicking around, you got to dig those out too. So you can feel a little bit of wishbone there. And that should be good. So there's our chicken supreme. which is skin on and bicep bone in. We also have the tenderloin, which should just pull right off. Okay, so now we end up with a full breast. If we need to trim any excess fat, we can do that just to clean it up and make it look that much nicer. So now we have a breast, and that matches up with the wing. Second side, a little bit more difficult because you've lost the leverage on this side. So I'm holding underneath in the carcass with my left hand. Okay,
So this size thicker than that.
it's not thicker; it's the same.
Yeah, same.
But this one's just a little bit more difficult because you don't have the whole bird
Then
intact.
before you
Now.
are,
So now you want to hold here,
depending on the other side.
and now I need to get on the other side of the keel bone, as close as I can to that bone. And then the wishbone is going to go down to the right. And now I'm going to turn it around, and again, pulling the flesh a little bit as I scrape down the side of the rib cage. And again, it's going to lead me to that joint. There's my carcass, so I can get rid of that. I have a little bit of cartilage here. Get rid of that. There's my tenderloin. And there's my other chicken supreme. So I have 2 legs, 2 breasts, 2 wings, 2 tenderloin. Okay, so as a team of 2, you need to bring me a tray that looks just like this. When you're done, each of you can have 1 full leg, 1 full breast, 1 full wingtip, and 1 tenderloin, or you can divide it up however you want. It's entirely up to you. These bags are like Ziploc bags, so you can put your chicken in, you can zip